to another episode of Vulgar Video Vlogtober for our Modern Horror Saga week. I am your host, Jessica, and this is my lovely co-host,
Samuel.
And today we're going to be watching Woman in Black. Just a couple of reminders before we dive in. The parameters for our Modern Horror Saga: nothing before 2007, no remakes, no sequels, and it has to be an original plot.
That's pretty much it. So this one came out in 2012. The runtime is about 95 minutes, directed by James Watkins. We're going to be watching this on Amazon Prime. Again, it's just hard to find modern horror movies that aren't remake after remake or sequel after sequel that are for free. So we're going to have to kind of stretch it through Prime and Netflix mostly for this go. But what do you think about The Woman in Black? It's been out for quite a while now. So
It has been out for quite a while, so for those of us that don't know, me and Samuel are really big Harry Potter fans, and Daniel Radcliffe is on my top 5 of... Anyway, he's on my top 5, so I just think he's such a great person, great actor, great person outside of acting. He's fun, and however, I've not seen this movie because, again, just new to horror movies, so I feel like now I'm in a comfortable place to start watching creepy demon movie. I don't know if it's a demon. The blurb.
I think it's a ghost.
Yeah, the blurb says author Kipps, a widowed lawyer, is sent to a remote village to sort out the affairs of a recently deceased eccentric. But upon his arrival, it soon becomes clear that the house belonging to his client is haunted by the ghost of a woman out to seek vengeance. So it's about a ghost. I'm excited to watch Daniel Radcliffe. I can't speak for everything else about the movie. I'm just being hopeful.
I've never actually watched The Woman in Black. I think I was going to go see it in theaters and just dropped the ball and didn't go. But I've heard pretty good things about it. I've also heard some people really don't like it. So this can kind of fall into that sort of like mixed bag category. Then again, ghost movies aren't for everybody, you know? So I'm just hopeful it'll be, pretty fun. Hopefully it has a good ending. The crux for a lot of ghost movies is the ending. Because, everything else is going to be just pretty, creepy sort of stuff going on. But you can get amazing endings through ghost movies. The crux for a lot of ghost movies is the ending. Because, everything else is going to be just pretty, creepy sort of stuff going on. But you can get amazing endings through ghost movies. An example would be The Others. That is a fantastic ending to that movie. So I'm hoping it's got a nice, solid ending, because that can change it from a 2 to a 4 real quick if it's got a good ending.
Alrighty guys, we will see you guys in about 95 minutes. Hello, and we are back from our adventure, The Woman in Black, starring Daniel Radcliffe. I love you, Daniel Radcliffe. I'm sorry, I can't help it. Even though this movie's supposed to be scary, I'm like smiling the whole time every time Daniel Radcliffe's on screen, which was the majority of the movie. Anyway, a lot of Daniel Radcliffe, which I'm not complaining about. Things that we liked about the movie. So, well, of course, Daniel Radcliffe. Love that Daniel Radcliffe's in it. And I don't feel like I'm coming off as biased, but I thought he acted in this fairly well. I liked his character. I like that we got some background story on the character. I like that as he was exploring the house that he's in, he does things that like a normal person would do, except for things that a normal person wouldn't do. Like, if I hear something and I see a rocking chair, I'm leaving. I'm sorry. I'm just not sticking around. It's not happening. It had its good creepy jump scares in there. Especially me, because I'm a big baby when it comes to like demon movies. So like the cue music was helpful for me, because I've had this guy totally cue me in on, you hear the musical cues, just prepare. So like I felt very fortunate that I have that knowledge now. Like, the awareness, I guess. Because, like, of course you can get suckered into the music and just like... But there wasn't, like, oversaturation of jump scares, which was really, really good.
Overall, it does have a very creepy atmosphere the whole way through.
The whole movie.
Which that's always a good thing,
Mm-hmm.
you know, especially in a ghost or demon movie. That's always what you're going for, is to make sure it feels creepy all the way through. It's always like an unsettling sort of feeling.
That's how I felt. Like, as much as I was smiley for Daniel Radcliffe, like, I was waiting to be, like, really scared. So I already, like, had put myself in that position of just feeling unsettled. But then now it goes back to, like, things that it's kind of lacking.
It does drag on a bit.
Yeah.
There are quite a few long gaps where not a whole lot is happening. That's fine for character development, but, you know, we gotta get this moving along a little bit here. And the other thing, this is one of those endings you're either gonna really like or you're gonna really hate. There's not much in between here. The ending feels undeserved, in the sense it's just too abrupt, really. We've had what happens in the end kind of looming over, you know, potentially happening for about 30 or 45 minutes, knowing what could potentially happen. And then it does happen, but it feels like it was kind of just forced in there. Like, I think they started backwards from the end to the beginning in terms of the story, like writing it. So they just tried to make things line up and it just didn't quite work. It's not a bad way to do something, but the ending just felt a little finicky. That's actually my only real criticism of it. Everything else is very well done. It's well executed, well made, script's tight. The only other problem is there's a bit... I'm not going to say there's too much Daniel Radcliffe. There's too much Daniel Radcliffe alone. You know, he does a good job interacting with... Sorry, I don't know the actor's name, but if you've watched Game of Thrones, he plays Mance Rayder. So they did a really good job, you know, interacting with each other, and I thought that would be a good way to keep it involved. And they did, towards the end, get him more involved, and that was good.
Yeah, I agree. We got backstory on, you know, Daniel Radcliffe's character because the majority of the film is just on him. Actually, I don't think there's any scene without him, now that I think about it.
Just the beginning. Just the very opening scene, I think.
Yeah. Just the very just the opening scene. Everything else from that point on is all Daniel Radcliffe. So I can agree with you on that. If they would have expanded as far as like him interacting with other characters, I think it would have made the film more... I don't know the words for it. Not tighter? Would that be correct?
I would say like cohesive.
There we go. I feel like
Can I interject with what I think you're getting at here?
Yeah.
It's that we're only seeing things specifically from his character's perspective. So other characters, he can only tell them what he's seen, and most of them don't believe him because reasons. But if you have another character in there to, you know, corroborate his story, it makes it more valid.
The village all believes in the black woman, that she's real and that she, you know, is a bad omen in a sense. So we get that feeling from the village. That is true. However, their perspectives on what the black woman is, like, nobody's willing to talk about the black woman. I don't even know if they're willing to talk about the black woman. It's just that nobody did. So it just kind of felt like we're discovering the black woman just from Daniel Radcliffe's perspective versus like, in I guess a different, I don't have them on hand right now as far as an example, but I feel like in some of their ghost movies, like, you get to hear other people's like perspective or story on how they have heard or interacted with the ghost, and I think that helps as far as like giving development for the ghosts that we are watching. And does that make sense where I'm going with that?
Yeah, this is actually pretty common in these ghost horror movies. a lot of times the townspeople won't talk about what is going on.
Okay.
But, there is the opposite. There are times where, other people will share their interactions. So the thing to remember for this is it's kind of a period piece one as well. So this is sometime in like the 1920s, I would guess. With all that, what is the rating?
What is the rating? I'm gonna have to give it a 3. I know I gave the last one a 3. I felt like this one was a bit more, like the story flowed a bit and had more character development. I don't feel like I ever got scared, in a sense, like I was gearing myself to be scared, so I had put myself in that position to be scared, but I don't feel like I actually got like the actual, oh my god, like where I jump out of my seat type of thing, because as the whole atmosphere was unsettling, and I don't think it ever got to the point where I did jump out of my seat, which is yay, but also kind of unfortunate because that's the whole point of watching a horror movie. Plus, I felt like the ending, as bittersweet as it was, and as much as I did like the ending, I can agree with you on that. I don't think it was very deserved as far as like what we were given. So I'm gonna give it a 3.
Gonna completely agree. I'm also going with a 3 for this one. Again, big props for that atmosphere. All right, You created it and you kept it going all the way through. I do agree with you that there was never that one true gotcha moment, which is unfortunate because if it had that moment,
it probably would have been bumped up to a 4, at least for me. Because
so everything about it is well done. It just kind of falls flat on true terror, but it will creep you out. I think the thing is we are watching this during the day. I think it would, if we watched it at night, I think this one might be singing a different tune. But anyways, I guess that's gonna wrap this one up.
Alright, well we hope you enjoyed this episode of Vulgar Video Blogtober, and we will see you guys in the next one. I love you, Daniel Radcliffe. Bye. Alright, so
you can give a point just for Daniel Radcliffe, that's fine.
I know. So Daniel Radcliffe, I'm sorry. I'm not sorry, but